Welcome to the Critics Club. We've got a very special podcast tonight, and so special, in fact, I've got a special guest. His name's Louis.
Howdy, how are you?
Good. I'm glad you can make it.
I am so excited to talk about this movie.
We are talking about Superman, and just gonna roll this out real quick. There's gonna be spoilers, lots and lots of spoilers.
Yes,
So
lots.
if you haven't watched this movie, I highly suggest you turn away because we're gonna talk about everything. And Louis, I just want to let you know, first of all, I was not convinced about seeing this movie.
Not convinced. What are you talking about?
I wasn't convinced. So until you sent me the text message, I was even considering not even seeing it in theaters.
Why?
I have,
What could,
and this is like
possibly possess you to not want to watch this movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is what possessed me not to want to see this movie. I don't know if you remember how bad Guardians of the Galaxy 2
10 years ago?
I know. And I've got one of my friends who was just like, when I told him that, I said, hey, so spoilers, I think Superman was great. When I told him that, he was like, wait, you went and saw it after you were bitching about how much you hate James Gunn? And I said, yeah, I know. But honestly, it was your like...
Wait, you hate James Gunn based off of one film?
Yes, honestly. Now, it has gotten better. I did like his version of Suicide Squad. I did like his version of Suicide Squad.
Okay.
But I had a hard time... Like, I haven't seen Guardians 3 because of Guardians 2.
Wow.
It's just... I don't know, man.
Guardians 2 wasn't even that bad. Like,
it was awful.
On the spectrum of Marvel movies, that's like in the middle. Like, there are so many others that are just god awful.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's the worst.
Then what do you? What is the hatred of? I know we're supposed to talk about a really good film, but I have such a hard time believing you just gave up on him after that one movie. That was like mediocre. It wasn't even bad.
I think it was because it was him at like his most like unreined. Like he was just like he had all
Unhinged.
of the you know what I mean? Because he was just like, they're like, oh, you did so well with the first one. This same thing happened for me for the second Thor movie. I'm sorry, the third Thor movie.
I was about to say, don't you dare disparage.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have to think about this.
You're not talking about Ragnarok. You're talking about
Love and Thunder. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, that was a garbage heap.
The fourth. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
He did so well with 3 that they were like, hey, you just do whatever you want. And then obviously we saw what happened.
That was Taika Waititi, right?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
So that's like my thing. And I was just like, I don't know. I love Man of Steel. You love Man of Steel.
I do.
And the thing is like, it was really hard for this new Superman movie coming out. And I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, Man of Steel was pretty fucking good. Like, what are they going to do? The whole thing with Henry Cavill being let go, that just like kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was already like not rooting for this movie right off the bat. But literally, you sent me a text message and you're like, this was amazing.
Yep, because I got to see it early.
Yeah.
Because I saw it I texted you that Tuesday night after I saw it. And I was like, okay, Jeff's going to freaking love this movie.
And
I didn't know about your hatred of James Gunn.
Yeah, well, that's why we're talking about it. Because I was honestly surprised about how much I loved this film. And there is a lot of, as you might be like, oh, I can't believe you have such hatred. Like, I don't know if you've seen the the divide because there's like a very dedicated Snyderverse base.
Oh, the Snyder Bros. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they can go piss off. Like let's be realistic. It was Man of Steel was great. Batman versus Superman was something. um,
I thought it
and
was all
then
right. I really did. I thought it was all right.
I liked it at the time, but like in retrospect, it was kind of like a weird, bloated. That scene where he's just like, "Your mother's name is also Martha." Um, like
Yeah.
let's be real. That was kind of blah. And then Justice League was not good. So that's kind of where I'm at essentially with this film, or that's like setting the stage. I will say that the end credits song is still like stuck in my head. Um,
Yep.
you
I'm
know,
sorry. I lost you like the last 3 seconds. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. I will say like the end credits song is still like stuck in my head.
Oh God. Don't get me started because that's all my son wants to listen to. I swear to God. It has been the only fucking thing we've listened to since the soundtrack and then that song. Like it's just been, which honestly is and we'll get into this, but that's one of the reasons why I like this movie so much is that this is the first one that my kid's old enough to take him to the movies and actually have him watch a superhero movie because he just turned 10.
Yeah.
Which I know some people are going to be like, that's too old, but it's this is the first one that he's ready for to like sit and watch a movie and to see like how he reacted, to see like the wonder,
Yep.
like in his eyes and his face, like that, and we'll get into all that, but yeah, that nonstop that Iggy Pop song.
Well, I mean, I will say like it was because I took my wife to go see it too, and
Yep.
the first thing that we both agreed on was is that we were so happy it just started in the middle of a story because
Oh,
I
yes, finally,
I don't need
finally,
to know how Superman came to Earth. I
dude.
don't need to know it.
People who never watched a Superman movie know his backstory. Like, it's impossible to not know his backstory.
Yeah. Well, and that's the one thing I will say about Man of Steel because I did watch it the other night. Um, that I was like, okay, the opening scene with Krypton, that was pretty cool. Not gonna lie,
Avatar meets Krypton.
but I don't need to see it again. It's been done
Yeah.
once, and I don't know. It was just super nice to start in the middle of a story. I wasn't expecting to like Krypto as much as I did.
Oh, Krypto.
Did you hear that apparently because of Krypto, dog adoption is up like 500%.
Are you serious? Is it just
Mm-hmm.
because of Krypto?
Yeah, specifically because on
Well,
like
see, that's awesome.
because on National Shelter Day like a year ago, they were like, "Hey, by the way, Krypto is going to be in the next Superman movie," and that was his like first reveal. So,
I that's a wonderful like unintended consequence of this movie. I'm sure that's awesome.
well,
But I think Krypto, he was very clearly put in there to get like the fourth block of viewers, like that was for the kids, right? And so when they first announced it, man, I was so skeptical. I was like, "Ugh, why? Like, no one knows who Krypto is. Why are you putting this dog in a movie you're trying to start a whole new franchise for?" Um, but the way it so worked. Like it was just it's the way that he was basically like the emotional like arm because you wouldn't care about much of what Lex Luthor did except that he took the dog and was torturing it. And then you're like,
dude,
okay,
yeah.
this guy's got to fucking go.
Um, actually, let's just talk about the cast real quick
Yeah, sure.
because
I've got a funny story about that, but yeah, keep going.
okay, well, do you want to tell the story now?
Oh, so yeah, the Lois Lane character, played by Rachel Brosnahan, who's awesome, right? Awesome actress.
Mm-hmm.
And funny, this is a weird anecdote, but I went to high school with this guy named Jason Ralph. He was a very cool kid. I just knew him like, we weren't like best friends, but he was just like an acquaintance. And he was in the drama camp, and I was in band, and so we kind of were in the same wing of high school. And come to find out, he's married to Rachel Brosnahan. I went
That's
to high school with,
hilarious.
which is hilarious. Like I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him since high school, but I saw that and I'm like, that is a small freaking world. He married Lois Lane, but
I mean,
dude, she nailed it.
I
Absolutely
think
nailed it.
I think everyone nailed it. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think that there was bad casting in this movie.
No.
And I will say, like, the chemistry between her and Superman / Clark, amazing.
Yep.
That relationship felt real. And honestly, it's kind of funny. I was reading, and this might give you the, like, not even sure like why this is a discussion point, but because you saw Superman Returns, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That was with Brandon Ralph. Is that his name?
Brandon Routh.
Ralph. Yeah.
Apparently, everyone complains that Lois Lane was too young.
Kate Bosworth.
Yes,
She was too young.
she was too young, so they said that they cast an older Lois Lane for this film. I just want you to think about
Brosnahan
that.
is not old.
She's 35.
That's come on. I'm 39. Shit, she's not old.
I was like, y'all are on fucking crack. I don't know what's going
That's
on
bullshit.
here. Yeah,
No,
but like,
yeah, that's dumb.
yeah, it's just it felt like overall the cast was great. It's a it was going to be a hard sell for me overall to replace Henry Cavill, but I will say that I think is it David Corenswet? I think is his name.
It's Corenswet. Yeah.
Corenswet. I will say he did a really great job. I'm personally, and this is like, you might have some people that are like, oh, fucking heresy. Like, I'm not like a huge fan of the first Superman film. That's not
The
my
original?
jam. The original.
When was the first time you saw it?
Definitely when I was a kid, but I will tell you that the reason why I wasn't so fond of it, I always have to look this up. I think it's Superman 3. Cyborg.
That's the one with the Richard Pryor, and he was like fighting a computer lady.
Yeah, so that scene where she turned into like a cyborg freaked me out so much that I hated Superman for years.
But that was the third movie. Like the
It
first
doesn't,
one is
but that's the
wonderful.
thing. When I was a kid, it was all the
Ruined
same
you?
thing. It was all the same thing to
Oh
me.
man. Yeah.
So I'm not like a huge fan of like the Richard Donner like Superman. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Christopher Reeve is great. I think he did a great job as Superman and Clark Kent. What I will say is it was nice to kind of see that kind of level of performance come back in this, because I didn't really believe Henry Cavill as Clark Kent. It was literally just like he put on glasses. And I know that's the joke, right? But like,
That is the joke. He's too sexy. Like he's too suave. He's too charismatic to be a Clark Kent. Like it's just it doesn't work.
but in this, you get like the best way to see it is the like interview scene or like his vocal pitch is a little bit higher as Clark Kent, and then when she's like, all right, are you ready? He goes, Miss Lane. And he just like fucking like his voice deepens and he like leans forward. You're just like,
Right.
hot damn.
No, he does a really good job at conveying. Because he wouldn't work in the Snyderverse at all. Like this kind of
No,
Superman, I think Henry was the perfect casting for that type of role. I don't think Henry would have worked in this movie.
no. I think
Um, I don't think he
too
would have at all.
serious.
So yeah, he's too serious, which is not again, it's not a bad thing. And you can, it's okay to like both. Like I hate that we have like people are forcing you to be in one camp or the other. Like no, you have to like Zack Snyder and you can't like this bullshit. You can like whatever you want. I appreciate this for being a different piece of media than Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder did his thing, and I really enjoyed everything he did, except for Justice League. But I enjoyed everything that he did. Now I'm really enjoying the James Gunn sort of take on it. I think Corenswet, you know, it didn't. He's not. What am I trying to say? He's not as physically brooding of a Superman as one would expect after seeing you know the animated version of him or the Henry Cavill version. But I think that he's still they didn't depower him really, so you could still believe that he has enough power to just wreck everything. And so that's what I did appreciate. Like he's not as physically huge as everybody would anticipate, but I don't think he needs to be. So I think that his vibe, his demeanor, his attitude, that speech he gives at the end about being human was like almost brought me to tears the first time I saw it. So it just he did a great job. I think it was perfectly cast. He was perfectly cast for this type of role.
Yeah, and I will say like Nicholas Hoult was really good as Luther.
Luthor.
Um, and I think he just has this like manic energy about him that I wasn't really expecting from him. Um, but it worked. Like you just got this like sneering, like I'm better than you. I'm very smart. I'm evil without being like too theatrical or over the top about it. Um, because like let's be honest, the shit he does in this movie is kind of just like fucking evil. Like there's no way to like sugarcoat it.
Man, when he
Um,
shot that dude,
no one expected that. No,
I
no
really,
one.
yeah, I thought he was just going to put him through the ringer of, six fake shots and at the end be like, well, you didn't crack. Maybe I'll find somebody that you care about or something. I did not expect that at all. And there was a very audible gasp both times I went to go see the movie
Yeah.
of people like, holy shit.
Now
So that was intense.
I did have a really hard time not thinking that the dude that was like the Metamorphosis guy. I had a really hard
Metamorpho.
time not thinking that he was Squidward. I just literally just every time he was on screen, I was like, "No, it's Squidward." I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's just literally
The
that was the vibes I
yeah,
got.
the makeup is it's hard to get that right in
Yeah,
film. Like I think, seeing he barely looked passable in the Justice League animated series. Like back from when I was a kid, like they did Metamorpho in a couple of episodes, and even he looked wonky then. And so I was
yeah.
like, oh shit, they're gonna try to put him on screen. And so they did all right with it. I don't think it was the casting as much as I think the visuals for him were just. I don't, it's how do you do that right though? It's this guy who it becomes different types of materials. Like I don't know, but that did look a little off to me. I also thought like visuals, the Green Lantern, his like the actual constructs. I would have liked them to be a little bit lighter. They seemed very like the color was dark to me. It seemed a little off. Like it
Do
seemed the
you?
construct seemed very Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern actually,
Oh, we don't
which I
talk
didn't
about that.
appreciate.
We don't talk about that movie. Um,
But
I never thought I would be mad, or not mad, but like annoyed at Nathan Fillion.
dude,
And
Guy Gardner is an acquired taste. I
and
will
I
say
get
that.
it. I get it. But I was just like, God damn, I'm like, I don't like how much he's annoying me, because I love Nathan Fillion.
Well,
Um,
his charm really would have worked like really well with a Hal Jordan, but they gave him the character that is a pompous dickhead, and he played that. You know, that's what he did it comic accurate. But yeah, it's hard to when he was on the. Even my wife was just like, "Who is the Green Lantern guy? He was an ass." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's one of my favorite actors
well,
ever."
and it's interesting because they're doing the Lantern show,
And that's
and
Hal and John, right?
I think so.
I think it's John Stewart. And hang on,
Um,
I have a Google machine right in front of me.
it is Jon Stewart, but I don't.
Who's Kyle Chandler playing?
I think he plays Hal Jordan.
Well, there you go. So it is John and Hal.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. I like Kyle Chandler. Um,
Yeah, full eyes or full heart, clear eyes, whatever. Can't lose.
fucking Friday Night Lights. Jesus Christ, what a callback.
Oh man.
Um,
No, I think that'll be fun, but I don't know. I guess Guy Gardner fits in what James Gunn wants to do, which is his type of humor. But I think I think you almost kind of wasted Nathan Fillion's charm a little bit by giving him the dickhead version.
yeah, but I mean, maybe
I don't,
maybe he like really fought for that role too.
he might
Like
have. And
like Jason Momoa fighting for Lobo.
oh God, talk about perfect casting.
Did you hear about the like how that came to be?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's done like James Gunn in several interviews. It was just like the first phone call I got minutes after I announced that I was taking over DC. I was like, of course.
Of course. But
Oh,
I mean, goddamn, like that's just perfect. It's perfect casting.
it is.
Absolutely perfect casting.
Well, and we'll get to that at the tail end. I know
Okay.
we want to talk about the tail end of that, what that means.
Oh
Um
yes, I have thoughts about that too.
so overall, I want to say plot was eh.
Meh.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying it was perfect. I think it did the job it was supposed to do. Um I feel like James Gunn's strong suit is more dialogue and just like funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he's necessarily great at like masterpiece. Right. Hold on. Have you seen the Batman yet? Did you finally see the Batman?
Yeah, once I saw it, I watched it like 48 times and also watched The Penguin. So yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay. I don't
Big
know
fan.
where we left that. A lot of shit happened in the last like 2
We
years.
we left it where you were making fun of me mercilessly for not watching it.
Okay.
Enough to where I saw it on HBO Max. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to commit a night to because it's what 3 hours. I was like, I'm going to
It's
commit a
long.
night to watch this shit, and I'm so glad I did. Again, like 48 times because it's pretty great,
That
and
so
I
I
really
would
have to do that
say
because it's going to take 48 years to make the sequel. But anyways, continue.
yeah. That's like I feel like Matt Reeves does a really good job of story and dialogue and moodiness and drama.
Almost
Um
to a fault though,
oh, well, yeah.
because because it's quite a slow burn. Like it's quite a
Yeah,
slow burn.
yeah, for sure. It also makes you feel very very drenched afterwards. That entire movie.
Yeah,
It's hard to describe that unless you've seen it, but like it is raining all the
a
time.
lot of water,
There is
a
not a
lot of water.
damp there's not a damp or a dry
A
scene in that
dry,
movie,
yeah,
it
a dry
feels
scene.
like.
Yeah,
But
it must have been a
man,
nightmare to film. But
oh yeah.
yeah, nobody could see because it's so dark.
But I will say like
Just dark and rainy.
yeah, but I will say like it's just like the story was good. It was not like it didn't knock me off my feet.
Yeah.
I will say like I was really surprised by how much um I just liked all of the characters. Like Mr. Terrific stole the show for a bit.
Yep.
And fucking Noah and the Whale song, which is really funny for Julie and I because that was like a song when we were first starting to date. That was a song we were just like playing on a repeat. So when it started playing, I was just like, of all of the songs you could choose, this is the one we're going with. And I was just like, it works. Oh, that's actually another thing that James Gunn is really good at, is doing fucking good soundtracks.
Oh, great sound and interspersing
He
it into the actual story.
he knows how to pick fucking music. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not the only two that are just like mesmerized by that. Yes, I'm a punk rocker. Yes, I am song. Like
Oh
everybody's
my goodness.
like it's
It's
just
all
taking
over
over
my
the world
Instagram. It's all over my
because
Instagram.
it's so perfect and it harkens back to an actual plot point within the movie. Like
Yeah.
he's so good at that, you know, and like he creates earworms almost. It's remarkable. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think from a story perspective, I kind of agree with you. Like the pacing wise, God, the first time I saw it, I was like, is that it? Like there should be more, right? Because it was so like fast. It just moved, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time, I kind of knew that, so I tried to really take it all in the second time while also answering 1,000 questions for my 10-year-old because he was peppering me with questions. Um, but it was very. I think there were a lot of things that I liked in the story. There were some things story wise that I they were choices. I don't think
Oh,
I
I already
agreed
know
with
where
them.
you're going. I already know where you're going with this.
Um, but I get it. Like and I kind of appreciate because again, I'm not the type that's going to hate a movie because a director made a choice. I'm gonna hate it if it doesn't serve the story. And so after sitting, so I think everyone knows what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about the Jor-El recording, right? Which,
Yeah.
yeah. So apparently, you know, Jor-El and forgetting his mom's name, not Martha,
Laura.
Laura. Thank you. Um, good lord, why did you say Martha? So Jor-El and Laura in the recording that was uncovered by Lex basically said, "Hey, repopulate the Earth. If people have a problem with it, just kill them. Just take over the Earth because they need you." Which is definitely not what Superman thought or wanted to hear.
Well,
And
it's been so like I'm not sure if you're familiar with Invincible,
I am,
but
yeah, Omni
that's
Man.
that's
That
the
is
plot
Omni
of
Man.
Invincible.
Yeah. So
And
they basically made Jor-El Omni Man.
Robert Kirkman is like son of a bitch. He's like the thing that I like took and they fucking twisted it out. They're copying me.
Yeah. I it's a choice to go down that road, specifically for Jor-El because historically they've treated him, you know, as a very like basically Superman's center, right? His North Star, if you will. And I really appreciate the fact that he was raised by, you know, by Ma and Pa Kent, they were the ones that actually were imparting more wisdom on him than Jor-El ever did. And so I really like I can appreciate now where he was going with it because at the end when Four is like, "Oh, you want to look at pictures of your family?" It soothes him, and it's his like home videos at in
That
Kansas
was
with mom and dad, which that was such a good payoff to the moment of
yeah.
like you made Jor-El almost a villain, but it really spoke to that emotional journey that Superman goes through of trying to find his place after his whole world came unglued before he realized like all of these things that all of these questions that I have, all of these um these sort of issues that I had with my parents and all this stuff is what makes me human. I'm a human, and I was raised by these humans, and these are my parents.
You
And I
know,
think that
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say I think that was a really beautiful payoff to that. So I can appreciate the choice because he gave us something so much better at the end, and I appreciate that.
I agree. I will say like it's and I know and this is another thing that like you kind of get beat over the head with in this movie is there is nothing that is vague or nothing that
Yeah,
is like
gray.
gray.
Nothing
It's
is gray. Yeah,
literally, the mechanic is fucking falls out of the stratosphere with Superman, goes into a fucking building and into a sewer, and they go, "Oh, it's okay. Her heart is still beating, and she's gonna be fine. She's not dead." And you're just like, okay, we're definitely going the angle of anti neck snap from Man of Steel. So it's like
right.
polar opposite. But then it's also, like with the footage, they're like, oh well, Luthor could have like completely like doctored that video. He's like, no, it was the truth. I didn't do shit. His parents actually did all the work for me.
I
And
almost like how he did that though,
yeah,
because like the president was the only guy that he would be honest about that answer with. Like everybody else, he'd bullshit, but with him, he has no reason to lie and say that he was like, no, it's fucking true. Like that was the message. So
can I
it
say?
almost. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
Sorry,
can
I've
I? Can
completely
I?
interrupted you.
No, it's okay. I will say what was a little unbelievable to me is like just how quickly everybody took Luther's word that like this is um exactly like what that speech was.
Yeah, from a
Like
language
this
perspective,
was that
like
this was the translation. And I hate to frame it in like our modern society, but it would literally be like Trump standing up there and going like, this is what he said, this is Superman, blah blah blah. And it's just like, listen, I don't
yeah,
know that every
everything you
single
see on TV is not true. Like that's the
yeah,
yeah.
it just felt like the backlash was so immediate and like so intense that it was like, all right, let's just take a step here and say for a second like there is no critical thinking in that moment for anyone around him. They're all just like, you're garbage, fuck you.
Well,
But
even with Mr. Terrific too, he was just like, oh,
yeah,
it's legit.
or no, my favorite. There's no way that could have been faked. I'm a technical person. There's no way they could have faked that transmission. Blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, that's a little suspect. But like conversely,
Yeah.
by the end of the movie, it's the exact opposite. There, Luther is the one that was found out to be like doing all this bad shit. It goes on the news. It's in the Daily Planet, and then all of a sudden, everybody is like, "Oh wow, Luthor is a bad person. We all love Superman again." Just like an instant like light switch, and
Right.
that bothered me a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's also very comic book. accurate. Like
I get it.
that's very comic book accurate. So I think that's okay. What I do think, here's where I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent. What I do think is that it was doctored, but nobody has a way of knowing that because the person who doctored it isn't of this world and is super smart and good at what they do. And maybe it was Brainiac that doctored it and gave it to
Um,
Lex.
I could see that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking about world building, which James did not do much of.
Well,
But that would be
yeah.
kind of a cool like callback in, I don't know, Superman 2 or 3 when they bring out Brainiac or whenever that's going to be, but that would be awesome.
We haven't
Uh,
really had a film with Brainiac, I don't think, have we?
Not a live action. I don't think anybody knows really what to do with him in a live action setting
It's it's
because
just kind of like Lex Luthor.
he's he's quite fantastical, Brainiac and his story. Um, and a lot of people have tried to ground Superman in reality which is hilarious because he's from Krypton. Like, so
Yeah.
it's hard to ground him in reality. But that would be an interesting kind of twist. But yeah,
So I will say, like, as far as bringing Luthor back for this movie, I think it was the only villain that would make sense. To like reset the DC universe, quote unquote. And this whole film, to be clear, had so much writing on it.
oh god, yeah, the stakes
Like
were unreal.
they kept saying like, oh, if this film bombs, like it's not like the end of the road. But like, let's be realistic. Like it's not gonna look great if this movie didn't make bank. And thankfully, it looks like it has. Um, I want to say like this episode's gonna probably come out not this week, but the week after. So by the time you hear this, you'll be inaccurate numbers. But um, it's oh, that's funny. Latest Superman box office results could spell bad news for the future of the DCU, and I'm like, no, that thing already made its money back as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Gross is. Oh, I guess we really need to get like the domestic. It's made over 200 million. At least I know that.
Oh yeah, I think the opening weekend was what 125.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
Yeah, on Tuesday it achieved the highest box office of 2025 domestically. It was 17.1 million. So
Damn.
there's no way. Dude, there is one theater in, I want to say it was New York, that did like 160K in one weekend.
Oh god. How many
So
showings did they have? Every theater was
seriously,
every theater was Superman.
seriously.
Here we go, one
So
hour ago.
yeah, and like
Uh oh, it's I pulled up an article that's the Indian Times, and so all of the it's in whatever their currency is, not dollars. So I'm like, I don't know what that shit. I don't know what that means.
this means nothing to me.
This means nothing. I don't know how to convert.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But like
But yeah, it's done really well.
I think it's gonna continue. So it's done 261 million worldwide so far.
Pretty damn
Um
good.
yeah, and like that was opening weekend last weekend. So like I'm sure that it'll continue to kind of chug along. Is it gonna break like 500 million around the world? I don't think so, but it doesn't have to. That's the other thing.
Well, it didn't have to be a $1 billion film. And to your earlier point, like, dude, if this did bomb, and if this was like a flaming piece of shit movie, like, yes, they would have. People, I hate the people saying like, oh, this wouldn't have killed it, dude. Boys to Men would be coming out and singing "End of the Road" for this like whole franchise.
Yeah.
because of how it crashed. It crashed so hard. So after I think Aquaman was the last
No.
DC movie that made $1 billion,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
right? And then after that, dude, it just cratered. Like all of them. Like Wonder Woman 84 was a piece of dog shit. Like, and then they all just, I think 14 people went to go see the Blue Beetle movie. And so this would have, they wouldn't have been able to recover. Like the stakes were unbelievably high. And I think that just the fact that the audience scores are so good, and even the critic scores are really good too. Like that's going to speak more than I think the
Well,
box office will indicate, because people now again have interest and have hope and have a belief that they're going in the right direction,
and it
which they
also
haven't had in a
is.
while.
It was also like, even though there was, I think, on intent. Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna say the bullshit country names that they had for this were like clear parallels to real life events that are going on. Um, but like, even with that, like, you got just an overwhelming sense of like a feel good movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you felt really hopeful coming out of this movie. I don't
yes, and
know. I don't know how
I
you
don't
couldn't
think.
have with that score, because the score
God,
itself
the
was
score was
just,
incredible. The score was incredible. I don't think you could have come out of this really upset at, like you said, the parallels. Now they wrote this movie before really anything overseas happened.
yeah,
Um, so the
for sure.
parallels are really just kind of just happenstance. But still, even knowing that, it didn't feel too like ham-fisted in there, like they wanted to do it. It just was like, hey, don't don't let people die. Like that's it's not, that's not a politically charged message. And so I think that the fact that it's just, yeah, it's the hope, yes, but I think it's more of like seeing somebody that just wants to be good and just to do good. I think everybody's just starving for that, like right now. Just
Well,
somebody that will come in and say, "I'm going to do the right thing," and the right thing is not hurting people, and it's helping people, and it's, I think that's going to resonate to everyone. Like that's not a, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah, but also like it doesn't. It's not afraid to like challenge, like the whole. I go back to like the interview scene, like in Lois Lane's apartment.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like that was, him getting like frustrated, like, cross international borders. He's like, I just wanted to do the right thing, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but
People were
it's
going to
not that
die.
easy. But it's not that easy to do the right thing, and there's not a, it's not always black and white on what is the right thing. Um, but at the end of the day, you have to have someone who, even in the face of like, all of a sudden his whole worldview has shifted. His whole mission has shifted because of what was revealed about his parents. He still was like, all right, I need to get back in the saddle. Like, did he have his like depression moment about it? Sure. Understandable though.
Yeah.
But he still was just like, all right, I need to like, I'm still going to do good because that's what I want to do, is to do good.
Yeah. And him at the end, with Luther, like, I don't know what I'm doing is right, but I'm going to put, one foot in front of the other and just try, and I'm going to try my best to do good. And everybody can relate to that. Shit, it's, there are days when it's hard to do that. Hard
Mm-hmm.
to put one foot in front of the other, and it's, you're exhausted and tired, and you don't know if you're doing the right thing, but you have to persevere, and that's just everything that, that's why that speech is so poignant and so it connected to everybody, because it's just that's how everybody feels. So it was really cool to see that in a superhero movie, when they're expected to be these rocks that never, that never have a bad day. They never, that's not true. That
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It felt like a really like honest, I will say like, and I think I even texted you this part. It was, this was probably the most honest and sincere movie I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, it is what it is. It's not, it's by no means like a perfect movie. Um, but it's such a good movie that like I do want to see it again.
Yeah.
And it excites me about to a point. It excites me about what's to come in future movies. And I say to a point because we could talk about the next slate that's coming after this.
Oh yes. But
Just first of
what has you
go.
what has you questioning the future though of the slate that's coming out?
So I'm gonna go a little bit farther than where I think you're going to go. There's Batman the Brave and the Bold, which
Yep.
is we'll call the DC. So there's confusion, right? There's Batman Part 2, the Batman Part
Yeah,
2,
which is the Reeves verse.
which is Elseworlds, I think is what it's called. I don't know.
Is it?
There's a
Oh,
term for it. Yeah, there's like there's the DCU, I think is what it's called now.
okay.
And then there's Elseworlds, which is like those like one-off stories that aren't really connected. So we've got Peacemaker season 2, which I have not seen any of that yet. Like any of it.
What?
I haven't watched Peacemaker yet, man. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know. I wasn't really excited for Peacemaker. Does that make sense?
Neither was I.
Um so I don't know. I'm gonna probably like, and I know that like Guy Gardner is in this next season and stuff. So like I'm gonna get there. What I will say is like just the level set. I don't want this to become the MCU because I'm gonna be honest with you. I got burned out on the MCU after Infinity War or
You are
Endgame,
not
I should
alone,
say.
my good
Endgame.
sir. You are not alone. When
And
the
it's
MCU started, I was still in college. So
yeah.
I was a young pup. I now have two kids. You think I got time to watch all these movies and shows and keep up with all like no, I got
Like
to the end of I got to the
I'm
end of Infinity War and I was like, what a perfect end. And then they just kept going. They wouldn't stop. And I'm like, when I don't even know what's happening right now in the MCU because I checked out because I in my brain I was like, what a perfect ending. I'm out.
I'm mildly, and I mean this mildly, excited for the new Fantastic Four movie. Just because
Ugh,
I love like the
I've been burnt too
retro.
many times.
Listen, I love the retro futurism of the whole thing. It's got Pedro
That's
Pascal in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Pedro Pascal is pretty great. I will say he's in a lot of stuff now.
Dude,
It's just like a
I'm
lot
getting
of
Pedro
stuff.
Pascal fatigue a little bit.
Yeah.
He can't have that man. He never stops working.
Did you see Multiverse of Madness?
Multiverse of Madness. No, I did not.
Doctor Strange.
Nope.
Well, you know about the John Krasinski cameo in it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's Stephen Strange, or not Stephen that's Reed Richards to me.
Oh yeah.
Like when he showed up in the movie, I was like, "Oh, excellent." Did they do him dirty? Yes, 100%.
Didn't
And I was
they
like,
like off him like immediately, like as soon as they revealed him or something?
"Oh my god." It is the that's why I did not like that movie at all. It's one of okay. You know who Black Bolt is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the scene is basically like he shows up, or Stephen Strange is like talking to Xavier in the fucking like yellow wheelchair from the X-Men animated series, and I was like, that's fucking cool. And they're like, the whole scene's working great, and they're like, and here he is, the world's smartest man, Reed Richards. And they're all trying to like stop Wanda, because Wanda has the Darkhold, and she's just going fucking insane.
Okay.
And so um Reed Richard, like, Wanda pops up, and and I'm literally paraphrasing all of this right now from memory. I've tried to forget this. But Wanda shows up, and Reed Richards is like, "Oh, you really fucked up. Black Bolt can like destroy you with just his voice." And he's like, "Black Bolt, do it." And she's like, "Well, like, what voice?" And she makes his mouth disappear. And so, like, essentially,
What?
like, Black Bolt kills himself. Like, he blows himself up because he can't release his voice.
Oh my god.
And she just like she just like proceeds to like annihilate all of them. And so it's like, Reed Richards, the smartest man in the world, revealed the one person's like power that could destroy Wanda, and blah blah blah. It's so dumb. You hate him so much.
Gross.
Yeah. So that movie.
So not that.
Yeah, but kind of going back to it, the guy who's directing Batman the Brave and the Bold is the guy who directed the Flash movie.
Which wasn't that bad.
Oh, you liked the Flash movie?
Now, easy.
Oh.
I didn't say I liked it. I didn't say I loved it. I just think that it wasn't the dumpster fire that people think it was.
Dude, it
I
looks
think there
so
was
terrible.
I had a lot of fun in a lot of moments in that movie. Like there was also some moments where I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But I had a lot of fun with it, and that to me like serves the purpose of a comic book film. Like, did I enjoy myself? Did I have fun? So I don't think it was a disaster um I'm I'm trying to think of what was worse for me. I think it was Wonder Woman 84. I didn't have any fun in that movie at all. So like that, I would count that as like a terribleness. But I had some fun with the Flash.
I mean, I think it was interesting, but one of my favorite like visual effects studios out in California is called Corridor Digital, and they do a whole thing where they like do visual effects artists react. It's like their biggest running series, but they will have like Adam Savage from Mythbusters. They've had like people who worked on the movies come in and like talk about visual effects, and they broke down the Flash, and it is rough. Like Nicolas Cage's like scene was rough when he came in.
Yeah, I mean, of course there was stuff, but I did have some fun with that. But anyways, yeah, bringing him in as a director is a choice. But he wasn't he was built a bad hand, I think, with that movie anyways. It had no momentum. It had no momentum. The star of the movie was like arrested 48,000 times for being just an awful piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
Like there was no momentum going in for that at all. So I think that was just destined to fail from the jump. So I think he did some good things in spite of all of that. And maybe I'm just holding on to hope because I liked Superman so much that I am excited for that to kind of keep going. And I think that Gunn, I think his vision, like I'm kind of behind it now. So,
well, I will say the one thing that I've heard him say that I really much appreciate is he's like, I think the problem is that a lot of these films went into production when the scripts weren't polished and they weren't ready.
Yeah, they rushed it.
And
Yeah.
they, what I really appreciate about him is he's like, if I don't like the script and I don't think it's ready, we're not going to greenlight the movie. So that's what his whole process is. So that being said,
Seems common
Supergirl
sense.
seems common
Yes.
sense. So
Yes.
Supergirl introduced at the very end of this.
Ugh.
You're not a fan.
Listen, I love the character of Supergirl. I like Millie Alcock. I like the choice of her playing Supergirl. I hated the way they introduced her to this universe because I got to tell you, not a lot of people are familiar with anything about Supergirl other than she is a female Superman.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people know anything about her, and to introduce her as a drunk party girl that calls Superman bitch, like that's a choice. I'm not sure that's the choice that I would have made to introduce like the lead of my next movie that's coming out. Um, it just seemed very off-putting for me, and it really took me out of that wonderful end for Superman.
I get it.
And so, but like, okay, I do understand. Like, oh, they're going with the girl from tomorrow, woman of tomorrow storyline,
Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah.
woman of tomorrow storyline, which she's a party girl, and that all fits. But not a lot of people know, like, not a lot of normals, right, know that storyline. And I had to explain to my wife, because she doesn't follow all this like I do. And my wife on the way home was like, "Who is that girl at the end? That really annoying one?" And I was like, "Oh, you thought she was annoying? Great.
Yeah.
She's going to be the lead in the next movie." So
Yeah. I
that to
mean,
me was off.
it's a gamble. I definitely think it's a gamble. And I want to say that's the next one that's actually coming out.
Well, technically, Lanterns is first,
Well, okay,
and
so Lanterns is the show.
yes, it's the next movie. But there's season two of Peacemaker, and then it's the Lanterns, and then it's Supergirl.
Oh, I have to say that apparently this is God, hold on. There's the DC. Yeah, it's literally just the DC universe. So DCU is the new
DCU.
version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gods and Monsters Chapter 1. It'll be Supergirl June 26th and then Clayface in September 11th.
Which
Clayface.
is which is another choice.
Listen, I think that's kind of cool though. Like they're because like let's take a step back and look at like the Marvel template for a second. Did you really know who Ant-Man was before Ant-Man came out? Like really knew and cared about him?
I'm a nerd, so of course I knew, but I know what you're saying. No one knew who he was.
But Paul Rudd. You get
Like a
Paul Rudd.
C. He's a C character at best.
Yeah, but he got elevated because Paul Rudd was so likable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he made that film work. Now, would I have loved to see the Edgar Wright version of Ant-Man instead of the one that we got? 100%. But all that being said, like, it still worked. They're getting in fucking good talent for this. Like, Clayface is written by Mike Flanagan.
Mm-hmm.
That is good.
That's very good.
Swamp Thing with James Mangold, great. That is going to be cool. The Brave and the Bold is really the only one that I'm like a little on the fence about. And sorry, but it is because of the Flash. I'm just on the fence about it.
I mean,
That's the only
listen.
one.
I agree with you, but I also will tell you, you didn't like Guardians 2 at all, and you really like this
I
film.
Yeah,
So
because I think it was, I don't know, it took me by surprise how like a breath of fresh air it felt. like I think Guardians kind of fit into like it almost got to the point where it was just like talking to itself about how great it was. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And this one was just like very much like, hey, just take it or leave it. Like this is our best effort. Cool.
But this is also is his name David Fincher? Is that who directed it? That's not who directed it.
David
Who's the director?
Fincher for.
Brave and the Bold.
Oh no, Andy
Oh, Andy
Muschietti.
Muschietti. Andy Muschietti. So
Dude, if David Fincher did a fucking Brave and the holy
I
shit,
know. I don't know where my head went there, but
that
no,
movie would
Andy
never come
Muschietti.
out. It would
No.
never come out because it would be like, all right, we need to get this perfect angle.
So I here's what I think. I think that The Flash was just studio meddling at its finest or worst, however you want to classify it. I think that there was so much going against that movie. I think that Andy Muschietti feels that The Brave and the Bold's probably his breath of fresh air, his chance to put his stamp on this universe. And I think that, and he's got a lot of momentum behind it and freedom because, frankly, James Gunn has been very open about like, look, we don't have a template. Like, not every movie is going to feel like the other one. Like, we're not Marvel. So they're going to
Yeah,
let him
but
bring his
like,
own feel and sort of darkness to, well, a little bit of darkness to the character. So I look at it from a more like, I don't know, optimistic lens of it can't get like the situation is so much better for this than the Flash.
I hope so. I will say it is going to be real interesting, and I almost hate myself for saying this. I feel like Supergirl is gonna be Guardians style,
Ugh. I with the way he introed her, probably.
and I don't know
And
if I like that.
and to your point, he be feeling himself now. Now he's not directing this one though.
No,
He's not directing
but he is.
Supergirl.
But he is like the producer and whatever, or co-producer or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
but let's see if he can stand by his word that he is not going to involve himself and he's not going to over engineer these movies like has been the downfall of everything. Let's see if he actually keeps his promise because if he does and just butts out, maybe it won't be as James Gunny as we fear it might be.
we're just gonna coin that for the James Gunny effect. Um, I'm just interested because like I'm really excited for Batman Part Two. I think tonally it's gonna be weird to have Clayface like, and obviously I don't know the full like in this they're not necessarily connected to each other, but they do exist in the same universe.
Yeah.
So like, are you gonna have like a dark and gritty Clayface, but then a not like Adam West style Brave and the Bold? Like, how is that gonna be reconciled?
It,
Because it's
it
all
it might.
Gotham. It's all Gotham, right?
Yeah. So this might I'm going to put on my like weird theory hat on again. It might it might be a kind of interesting way to introduce Batman because if you're gonna come out with a not you know as brooding as a Robert Pattinson Batman, for example, like if you're gonna come out with a very light, well, not very light, but lighter Batman, but you still want him to feel pretty gritty, come out with a villain that is insanely scary and gritty, and then have Batman kind of beat him and be the counterpoint to that. And maybe that'll be a good intro to Batman for this universe. I don't know. I just it might work. I'm very curious about how they will make it work. And honestly, the Clayface character, it's very interesting. Like the backstory.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
it's a really cool story. It's just dark as shit. So how are they going to, yeah, fit that into this universe where Supergirl is like, whatever, bitch, like how is that going to sort of fit? And I think that they can use it as like a launching point for Batman so that he can, like, if they have something this dark, that Batman is like the only foil for that, essentially. I
I
don't know.
mean, I am very excited for Swamp Thing though, because it's gonna be like a gothic horror film, and that's fucking cool.
Yes, I do
I
like
think that'll
Swamp
be
Thing.
great.
Yeah,
But it'll
and
be interesting.
yeah, I think so too. I will say I'm not as sort of hesitant as some people are with the future. It is a choice. It's a choice to not go with any of the other big three to like help launch your universe. Um, where's Wonder Woman? Where's Batman? So that's a
Oh,
choice.
okay.
But
Hold on. I need to ask you a serious question.
what?
I know how you feel about Star Wars as of late.
Oh God,
However,
pivot.
did you ever watch Andor?
Ooh, I watched the first two episodes, and I'm just my wife's out of town this weekend, and I'm streaming the absolute piss out of it this weekend. So
Okay.
yeah, I
There
just
is
started, and yes, awesome.
okay, I want you to um the actress that is in that show. Her name
The actress,
is yeah, hold on a second. I'm pulling it up. Bix.
uh, Adria Arjona.
Yes. Apparently, very good friends with James Gunn is heavily rumored to be Wonder Woman.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Real?
They're
Oh,
playing
she would be.
very coy about it. She's also been like, "Oh, that would be so great if that actually happened." And like she's acted in one of his films before. So it's like one of those like weird eh, it might happen.
Well, that would be a
Um
very good choice, I think.
yeah, I think so.
Huh.
I think it would be interesting. I'm no offense to Gal Gadot, but Kal-El, no. Like I
Oh, the
don't.
woman couldn't act her way out of a sack, but that
I'm sorry.
it's true that, like, come on. I even said this. I was like, look, looks wise, they nailed it with her, but I don't think she's good enough of an actress. Which is kind of true. Like, I haven't seen anything where she's like wowed me or she's like taken over and been like the star. Which is hard to say about a Wonder Woman. So, like, now I love the first Wonder Woman movie, but I liked it a lot because of a lot of things that weren't her. like, like
Yeah.
this Steve Trevor was amazing in that. The whole Themyscira, everything was just
Which
wonderful.
yeah, and then when they try to like bring him back for 1984 with that clunky like wish thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
But
get me
yeah.
started on that movie. I hate that movie so much. I cannot stand it.
But
Um,
allegedly she is supposed to be like in contention for that.
Interesting. That would be a good casting.
Yeah,
But
I
then
think so.
again, where are you going to put her? Because you're not going to put her in a Supergirl movie. You're definitely not going to put her in a Clayface movie.
Oh
Um,
no, I think it would be her own thing.
yeah,
And
which
I mean
is going
honestly,
to be a while until we get that.
but they started to like world build that a little bit because they were building the Hall of Justice.
Right, right.
So,
For the Justice Gang.
which is just so like bizarre to me. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. Um, I didn't realize that they actually filmed a lot of this in Ohio for Superman.
Ohio.
And Ohio, yeah, they filmed in Cleveland.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I
Interesting.
mean, and also the Cincinnati Union Terminal like served as a design for the Hall of Justice, and I think they actually may have shot there for Superman.
Huh. That's cool.
Superman Hall of Justice. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so um, yeah, I think that probably pretty much about does it. I don't know if you have any other like thoughts about where we're going with
Um,
this.
no, that's pretty much it. I think just to sum up, I think this was a wonderful, wonderful launching point. And I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, and to all those that are like, I really love Man of Steel. I can't love this film too. I'm like, listen. Sometimes a new thing comes along, and you just have to be willing to accept that not everything has to be the same.
Listen,
you
I
know.
was a Snyder bro. I loved Man of Steel, dude. I was angry when people would dog on that movie. I'm like, this is awesome. But it's a different piece of media. Like you're allowed to like another thing. And so yeah, just take it easy. Try to enjoy the fact that you're getting a Superman movie and just enjoy it for what it is. And that's yeah, stop being so myopic.
Now, if they try to do a Back to the Future reboot, I will riot though.
See, that's different. And don't get me started because I will be on the front lines of that riot. That will not,
It's
that,
it's it's possible it's in our lifetime, man. Because like the only people
why
that
they
are
can't,
really
why they
stopping it,
won't?
yeah. The only
You know
reason
why
is
they
because
won't?
of the estate, or not the estate, but Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis are like, we're not gonna let anything happen until we die.
No,
And
that's not why. Do you know why?
why?
You, there's so much weird stuff that happened to work that
Oh,
it's just
sure,
not going to work to like never
but
explaining why a teenage boy is friends with this weird old scientist man and like the whole mom kissing mom thing like all the I don't know people nowadays are going to think that a lot of that's off-putting. I think if you put that in any kind of
I would argue though that nothing is sacred to anybody in Hollywood.
well that is true.
Um, I mean, they're even doing a new version of the Running Man.
Oh God, they are, aren't they? With the Twisters guy, what's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
But
Oh, he.
I am excited about that movie in particular because it is an Edgar Wright film, and I love Edgar Wright to death.
Ooh, okay, okay. I
Um, and
I
that,
I have shown. I have not even seen any trailers or anything for that movie, so I'll check it out.
and he's also said like that has always been the film that he would want to remake if he had ever had an opportunity. So it stands to reason that it's probably going to be pretty good.
Okay, all right. Well, but yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes and to see it again for the third time because it was wonderful. And yeah, side note, I said I was going to talk about this earlier, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
taking taking my 10-year-old to go see a Superman movie and watching like it was like looking into a mirror for myself back in 2008 when I experienced like the Marvel run when I wasn't his age. I was, in college, but it's like seeing the wonder on my kid. Like he's never experienced any of this. He's watching Superman on IMAX screen for the first time. And the fact that I get to experience that and experience his like passion and now dude, we're getting I have to get him a backpack with Superman and Krypto now, and everything in his room has to be Krypto, and it's just like he's got such now he wants to watch every Superman everything from all time.
Dude,
Like the
you should
passion has been
definitely
ignited.
You should definitely get him on the '90s animated series.
Oh yeah, well we're burning through the Justice League one from the not the
Nice.
90s, I think it was 2000s, but the yeah, he's so all in, and it's because of this film. Like I tried to get him to watch all this stuff earlier, and he just had no attention for it, and now he's all in, and it's because of this film. So I'm always going to have like a different like special place for this film in my heart because it ignited something that me and him are going to be able to share for hopefully years and years and years and years. And so that's an incredible thing to experience. And it's he was even excited about me coming on this podcast. Like, you're going to talk about Superman? Can I talk? I'm like, no.
I mean, he definitely can if he wants. Like, I'm not.
It's going to be nonsense and gibberish, but it's
It was like,
excitement and
it's just like,
screaming is what it's just going to be. Yeah.
and I mean, hey, that's exactly what you want to like that's the excitement you want to have for a film. I mean, like, it's gonna be like a defining moment or like a core memory, I guess is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is the film that really like. But I mean, like on my shelf right now, I have the complete like animated Batman series, just because like that was really cool.
Oh my God. Yes.
Um, the like Paul Dini like Batman is really cool. I didn't watch the new version of that yet. I started to,
Was
and it's
it?
not that it was bad, but it was different.
I'm afraid to start because I have such a like very unrealistic vision of what the Batman animated series is just because like I was little when that came
Yeah,
out and that was like moving for me. I even had a video game that was Batman the animated video and I was in that very that animated style and it was
yeah.
just like it was all incredible and I ate it up and I'm afraid that if I go back to it with some kind of new media that's trying to replicate it, it's just for me it's going to seem like a cheap knockoff, which is
Well, I
why
really
I
started, or I started collecting stuff like that because I got tired of like streaming services just like dropping it with like
yeah,
just like
no
everything
warning.
that you're like, yeah, you're like, oh, I really want to watch this series. I'm like, oh shit, no one has it anymore. So my physical media collection has like really grown in the last like year. I just go to like half price books and just find random shit.
There you go.
Um,
I got to
yeah,
start doing that because I'm with you. Like, there's some things that I'm like, it's so mad when it's not available because I have all of them. I pay for all of the everything, and I'm like, all the shit I pay for every month for all these streaming services, I should. How can no one have this? And so, yeah, I got to start doing that.
I mean, you gotta be careful though, because you invest in a 4K movie player, and then suddenly you have to have every movie in 4K. Um, it starts to get a little. And don't even get me started on the Criterion collection. That would be a whole other
Are they
podcast.
even making Blu-rays anymore?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
They are.
That's
Okay.
100%. There's collector's editions Blu-rays now too. And
I just haven't.
in fact, you can pre-order the 4K Blu-ray of Superman for $30 and it comes in a steel book.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it is a. Oh, and that's actually got like the Fortress of Solitude on there too.
Oh, what? I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah. It does say it's temporarily out of stock. and
Whoa,
not
that's cool.
and not because it's not like in theaters or I'm sorry because it's in theaters. I think like the hype around this movie is already so huge.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Um so yeah.
That is cool. Oh, now I gotta have that. Damn it. If I
Yeah.
can't get this,
Well,
Jeff, I'm gonna hold you personally responsible.
dude, it's just like the Switch 2. Like right now, it has been a bitch to get anything like pre-ordered.
For the you said the Switch too.
Uh, yeah, like you can't get the
Uh,
Switch 2 anywhere right now.
well, I haven't tried yet. My kids are still burning up the
Just
regular Switch.
just wait until next year. It's gonna be better to do it next year.
Yeah, they got their iPads. They just got new iPads, so they're good.
Sweet.
So
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight. I appreciate you hopping on, and maybe you'll make this a habit.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having me. The next whenever you watch Peacemaker, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'll make it a thing. I gotta watch that, and then I do want to rewatch the Batman again. I haven't rewatched that in some time.
Ooh. And oh god, the Penguin was so good. Oh,
I've heard it
so
was
good.
good. It's actually funny because Daly will text me every once in a while with just like random shit to watch.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, "Oh, like, have you watched Severance yet?"
Me no.
Ooh, I might need to let you borrow that because that one was really good too. Yes. For those who are listening, I actually bought a physical copy of Severance season 1.
Man, you must have really liked it.
Oh yeah. That shit was, and this is the thing, and I know this is gonna make me sound like a hipster, but I love the show before season 2 came out. I was the one
Oh
watching it with my
god, you're that
wife
guy.
when the season first came out, and no one was talking about it, and all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, this show's actually pretty fucking good." Yeah, I'm that guy.
You're that guy. Oh, I liked it before everyone else did.
Yeah, yeah, buddy.
All right, man. Well, my kids sound like they're starting to get restless. I got to put them in bed.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you. Take care.
Yeah, man. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.